What's up, y'all? It's 9THT9 and I'm back with another video. I have to fix that camera angle real quick. So today is mind control. I am also obsessed with mind control. So I'm just getting my stuff together because I have stuff written down. And yeah, like I was saying, I love mind control as well, just like dreams. I love mind control because I want to know how they are trying to control my mind to influence me to do stuff. How are you influencing me to do stuff? How does that work? And what are you trying to make me do? That's what I want to know, right? So today, each time we talk, whether that be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whether it be dreams, mind control, universes, whatever, each time we talk, it's gonna be different and it's gonna be on a different topic. Sometimes if it's really that serious, we could double back or add on to what we already talked about the week before, but most of the time we're just gonna keep it moving. So today I don't think a lot of people know how bad red dye is. Red dye 40, yellow dye 5, yellow dye 6. All those dyes are, to me, in my opinion, because remember, when we talk, with this series, we're viewing things from my perspective. We're viewing things and we're seeing things how I see things. So when I talk, this is what I take from it. I can always be educated. I can always be educated, and you never know, I'll think different if you really put me on. But anyways, red dye is a synthetic food dye. I'm gonna let this guy tell y'all all about red dye.
Are there foods that can actually make you crazy? And 2, red dye number 40, which is in like everything, including red vines. I don't know about you, I used to love red vines, but then I found they didn't love me back. They're in jelly beans. They're in children's cough syrup. How crazy is that? I actually have a patient who would get angry and irrational and a bit paranoid. And his mother noticed that happened whenever he got red dye number 40. Now, watch for part 2 of foods that make you crazy. I have a story that'll blow your mind. Foods that make you crazy, part 2, MSG. I had a patient that actually came to see us from Minnesota, and when we scanned him, his brain wasn't well. And then he said, I want you to scan me one more time on MSG, because whenever I get MSG, I get angry, I get irrational, and I'm like, well, why not just hold the MSG? Anyways, we scanned him, and what we saw was a very clear problem in his left temporal lobe, an area that's often involved in violence. And I said, okay, we could hold the MSG, or I could give you medicine to stabilize your temporal lobe. He said, you have to give me the medicine, because you never know what MSG is in. Sometimes it's labeled as natural flavors, and if I lose my temper one more time with my wife, she promised me she would divorce me.
Pay attention.
Imagine holding your brand new baby. The awe and joy of that moment, all you can think of are the wonderful possibilities of their future. And then, 7 years later, you're looking into the screaming, crying face of a 7-year-old who tells you that he just wants to die. What would you do? I have 3 degrees in psychology, am a professor and a researcher, and I felt helpless. I knew I had to look for answers. His life depended on it. In 2005, I gave birth to our son. He was a happy, healthy, easygoing baby. He became a curious infant who developed into a fun and inquisitive toddler. He was full of life and he loved everyone. By the time he was 3, he was energetic, enthusiastic, and into everything. Our nickname for him was our crazed lunatic monkey. We thought that's just who he was, constantly on the go, into everything and all over the place. His self-esteem was fantastic, and he had a ton of confidence. He was so excited to go to school. During the second week of kindergarten, his teacher pulled me aside and suggested that he had ADHD. I was shocked. His preschool never said anything like that. I mean, yes, he was interested in a lot of things, and yes, he was enthusiastic. But ADHD? And why did it seem like he only had ADHD on some days? His doctor disagreed. He said he's just a very bright boy. And I'm grateful that his doctor did not try to medicate him. In second grade, he started having problems. He had a hard time concentrating. One day I looked at him and said, "Do your best to focus." And he said, "I can't concentrate, Mom. My brain buzzes." Brain buzzes? I have a PhD in cognitive neuroscience. If I learned anything in college, it's that brains are not supposed to buzz. So I started looking for answers. I searched the textbooks, scientific research articles, and I scoured the internet. And I found articles on the artificial food dye Red 40 and how it caused hyperactivity in some children. I found story after story about how Red 40 caused ADHD-like symptoms in some kids. It made them hyper, impulsive, disruptive in class, and caused brain buzzing. So I thought, aha, it's the Red 40. And we pulled everything with Red 40 in it from our diet. And the brain buzzing stopped. But we let him consume other foods with other artificial dyes like yellow 5 and 6, green 3, blue 1. In hindsight, I don't know why we thought those were safe when Red 40 wasn't. Maybe we couldn't imagine pulling everything with artificial food dyes from our home and our diet. That meant no more colored cupcakes, no more cheesy yellow chips, no pickles, no candies, no colored breakfast cereals. You see, artificial food dyes are in many of the foods, of the processed foods that we eat. Maybe we just couldn't imagine taking away foods that kids enjoy in their childhood. Now, I bet many of you are wondering, what are artificial food dyes? Well, they are a set of chemicals that are added to our food to enhance the color and appearance. They are man-made, petroleum-based, and banned in many countries. They provide no nutritional value, and many have been linked to cancer. And now I know, many of you are thinking, oh, then why are they in our food? Well, because we Americans, we like our brightly colored, shiny stuff, and this includes our food. So now that he wasn't eating red things, he turned to yellow things. Cheesy yellow chips, yellow candies, pineapple syrup on shaved ice in Hawaii. You name it, if it was yellow, it was okay. Then, 7 months after the removal of Red 40, we have a new problem. He's having emotional meltdowns and temper tantrums, the likes of which I had never seen. He would get upset over the littlest things. These temper tantrums turned into, they got more intense and more frequent. I'd ask him to turn off the TV, and he would break down and cry. And the crying would turn into anger, and this anger would turn into a full-blown emotional fit. He would scratch at himself. He would shred at his clothes. He would swing on me. He would scream. And eventually it would lead to him begging, "Mom, just get me a knife so I can kill myself. I just want to die." We couldn't believe it. We had a suicidal 7-year-old. And all I can think of was if this continued, by the time he hit puberty, we would lose him. We were wondering what was happening to our sweet boy. So I searched the textbooks, the articles, the internet. I searched and searched. And I found one article on yellow 5 and how it caused irritation in kids. I found more articles and anecdotal evidence of other dyes like yellow 5 and 6 causing emotional disruptions in children. So we thought, all right, that's it. No more artificially colored food, no cheesy yellow chips, no artificial colored drinks, breakfast cereals. If it was naturally colored, it was okay. And we started living our life dye-free. And I was not ready for what happened next. That poor kid crashed like an addict coming off of drugs. He slept A lot. He would get up in the morning and he'd go lay back down on the
Okay, now that you listen to that guy, right? Y'all see what I'm talking about, right? That's red dye is harmful. It's control. It's like mind controlling you. I would say that red dye is like trying to make you act not crazy. It's trying to control the way you act. It's changing you from how you would usually act to a whole different way. Now, one thing I will say is I read that it affects people in different ways. So I don't really want to say how it makes you feel, but it's not making you feel how you would normally feel. And it's not making you do what you would normally do. It's making you act a whole different way. That's a form of mind control. When something is changing your mind from what you would usually do. Hold on 1 second, hold on. Okay, now that you held on for 1 second, I am back. It's a little chilly in here because it's that season for the weather to get hot, so we have the AC on, and ever since we got that air fix, the air is airing. But anyways, as I'm saying, it's not going to make you act how you usually act, and that's every single dye. Now, each dye affects everybody in a different way because there's so many different dyes in our food, and basically everything has it. Like, you cannot get away from it. Like, everything has it. Everything has it. I'm telling you, everything has it. Read what's on the back of your food. Read what's on the back of your snacks, drinks, everything. Everything has it, down to drinks. Everything has it. I mean, it's really crazy. Now, that's not the only type of thing that's in your food that's making you act crazy. Alcohol is the biggest thing that makes people act crazy. That's why it's called spirits and wines. Like most people already know that, though. So I'm not gonna get too deep into that, and I'm not gonna show too much evidence into that because I feel like the average person knows all that alcohol does to you. Alcohol is really, it can bring all types of spirits into you. You really don't know. I feel like there should be a whole, as a matter of fact, before I say that, let me look. I got to see if there's a whole research study on people and if they're like being possessed, specifically possessed on alcohol, because that's what I want to know. I want to know, do spirits come into your body on alcohol? Like, factually. Like, that's what we say, but do we know? I think that somebody is riding you, but I don't think it completely pushes you out your body. I think you're there. You're just like a passenger or something. Like, get out. Like, you're in the head, sitting down, but you have no control over the body or what you're saying. Unless something like snaps you in. For Get Out, it was like the flash of the camera. Like, for alcohol, I don't know what everybody else's triggers would be, but that would be interesting. I want to know. I would like a study on that, if there is not one out there already. So if there is and I didn't find it yet, comment down below, or maybe I'll like the one that you found better than the one I found. So comment that down below, because I want to know. I want to see it. So they don't tell us until it's like undeniable. Like, for example, what example can I use? They're just now talking about red dyes. Like, there's, like, you seen that doctor that I just showed y'all, and a lady who's on stage. Y'all really have to watch that full video, because that video is crazy. But a lady on stage talking about her son and how he would act on dyes that he was like intaking, that was in his food, his everyday food. And then when he was avoiding taking dyes, as y'all can see, as she said, if I put that part in the video, I'm not sure, but if y'all watch that whole video she made, as you can see, when he was avoiding taking dyes and then he started taking it again, and all that stuff that was happening to him, his outbreaks, him wanting to die, all that other stuff came back. Like, most of us have so many different issues. Like, I can't even get into it. I'm not even gonna get into it. But let's just say, for example, say I want to die, right? Say I don't want to be here. What is making me feel that way? What if this whole time, most feelings that we have, even people who want to live, most feelings that we have are coming from a different source of stuff that we are putting in our body. Something about that just don't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. That guy wants to live. The minute he takes certain dyes out his diet, that's crazy. Like, something is telling you, oh yeah, you do want to live. Oh yeah, you don't want to live. Oh, you want to do this, you want to do that. No. even down to killers. Who can say that they really meant to kill that person? What was they eating? What like, you know, nature versus nurture. What is their everyday life? So that's why I love mind control. It's so many different, like, it's just so much, so much. Now I know a lot of y'all know about MK Ultra and stuff like that. That is another thing. Like, first of all, we're not even gonna do that in this video. So let's finish what I was saying. Like, most of the time, and if you know what I'm talking about. They don't tell you until it's undeniable. So when cigarettes was bad for you or whatever, they wouldn't tell you until it's like the first person got cancer or whatever the case may be. Before that, they was making it look cool, and they advertised it as the cool kids doing it. Like, you look cool smoking cigarettes, go smoke a cigarette. Now we have totally different commercials. I don't think y'all realize, when our grandparents were younger, these type of commercials about cigarettes with the thing on their throat and all that stuff was not out. It was advertised as cool. What is advertised as cool today? What is advertised? Snacks. Most snacks. Doritos. All the Gatorades, the Sprites. All that's advertised on TV. Like, that's good. That's a good snack. Right? Now, years later, they're going to be like, this was giving your grandmother cancer. This, that, and the other. I know y'all heard Peeps. The yellow Peeps or whatever Peeps gives people cancer. So, we really have to understand. It's not only going to kill you or give you cancer, harm you in some type of way, the stuff that they're feeding us. It is also going to control the way you think. Why are you guys putting stuff in our food that is going to harm us? But that's a really another video. But why are they putting stuff in our food that is going to control us? Y'all didn't know? All these studies y'all do on animals. All these studies y'all do on people. Y'all have volunteer studies. I'm somebody who sees. Sorry, I have 2 dogs. I have 2 dogs, so sorry. I'm the type person. What was I saying? No, I seen, first of all, let's start over. I seen, for my own accord, a lot of studies where, like, placebo effect studies and stuff like that. Studies where they're testing makeup products. There's a lot of volunteer people who do those studies. I've seen a lot of studies. All different kinds of studies. And there's a lot of volunteer people, especially these days. Even if you go on Indeed, LinkedIn, some type of job site right now, I'm pretty sure there's a study that you could find that you could participate in and get paid for it. So there's a bunch of testings and stuff like that. People are testing these products. They know what it's doing to you, and they still are choosing. Sorry, hold on. They still are choosing to give this to you. I had another point to make. I'm kind of debating if I should put it in this video. But pretty much, you know what? This whole week is going to be light. I'm just going to kind of introduce each topic that I have for the days of the week. I'm just going to kind of introduce it, give you a little taste of what we're going to be talking about. But after this week, I really do want to go deep diving with y'all, like really showing y'all proof, undeniable proof, because they are sloppy and they make a lot of mistakes. And I can't even say who they are, because I know a lot of people are like, who is they? It's an unseen force. Let's just say that. When I say they, when I even say the government, most of the time, I'm talking about an unseen, unheard of, unknown force. We don't know who they are, what they look like, anything. But we know they make the world go round. We know that they are in control of everything. How do I want to end this off? I said this, and I showed you guys all of this to pretty much prove that, in my opinion, from what I've been seeing on the internet, from what I've witnessed in real time with these dyes and stuff like that, what we eat and what we put in our bodies can do a multitude of things to us. And at this point, it's not necessarily about what is doing this to us. It's about is who is doing this to us. It's about what is it actually doing to us. What is actually happening to us. It's no more of the who and how that much. Like, we can talk about it and we can say some theories on who we think it is and stuff like that. But that's not what matters. What matters is, what are you doing to me and how do I stop it? What is being done to me and how do I make that stop? To me, in my opinion, that's what matters. Like, it's so many things that they have that they could be putting in our food. Like, on a larger scale, we all are in the Truman Show, like, on a larger scale. And it's not even like how you think it is. Like, in my opinion, like I said, in my opinion, it's the fact that they are controlling what we eat, controlling what we see, controlling everything. We are mind controlled to the fullest. To the fullest. Now, me, I conform to things. I will be the first one. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm so, like, I don't even fall into mind control. No, I'm the type of person to conform. I will conform in a heartbeat. That's no problem. But I don't lose my original. For some reason, I know what I originally wanted. Like, even if, like, most people conform and then forget who they was. Like, I will conform. There's no problem. I know sometimes, like, it's no choice. I'm not rich. Like, I have to still eat some of these foods with these dyes. Not all the time I'm going to be able to get foods. Like, you get what I'm saying. I'm just, sometimes you have to conform. But don't forget who you are and stuff like that. That's what this series is about. Just to tell y'all what's happening to us. That's what this is all about. Tell y'all what's happening to us. I really would love to, like, collab with the comments and do some videos that y'all say, like, whatever y'all have that we're being mind controlled from, I would love to talk about, because I know there's so many things. I mean, there's things existing in this world like acid. There's things existing in this world like alcohol. We have these type of things. What's next? Shrooms, all of that. Like, what's next? Not even what's next, but like those things, if you know, you know. But those type of drugs like acid, shrooms, those were used in MK Ultra studies to, like, control people and stuff like that. Your favorite celebrities, your favorite public figures. You know what I mean? People who are high up in rank. They say, like, some of our presidents and stuff was under MK Ultra. So, and they say the government used, like, acid and stuff like that. So, when you have things like that out and you doing things like that, mad underclassified documents, all of that stuff, like, when you really think about it, it's crazy how much stuff they have that they control us with. I want to end y'all off with, like, a video, kind of like a conclusion video. Sorry that these videos are, like, not completely put together, but just give me time and every single one of these videos will be put together. And yeah, I feel like y'all are going to enjoy the series as it goes on. Maybe not the first few episodes that much, because I feel like this is things that we all know about, but for the people who don't know, I just wanted to put it out there. But I'm starting off, like, with the tip of the iceberg, really, like, going in slowly, because this is, like, everyday information. This is now undeniable. Like, this is, most of the stuff I said is now undeniable. Everybody knows this, most of the stuff I said. And if you don't know it, this is stuff you can find. Like, we're gonna start talking about stuff like you can't find. Stuff that it's like, you can't really prove it yet, but we suspect that that's happening, or we suspect that that food is affecting us that way and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I can't wait to get more and more in detail, deep. I can't wait to deep dive with you guys. Comment below some more stuff I can talk about, some more stuff that you guys feel is mind controlling us and how, whether that be the TV, whatever it is. Nothing's off limit today. We just got to touch the surface of food. I know there's way more, so much more, so much more when it comes to food, at least, and what you put inside of you. When it comes to what you are putting inside of you, I know it's like endless of what can control you or make you think differently, act differently. So yeah, that was just what I talked about today. Just give you a little example. Thank you, and yeah, come back again. It was THT. I mean, come back. THT up is out of here.
Did you know that the World Economic Forum just released technology that could read your mind? And the speaker claimed that it is already being used today. But the plan is to implement these earbuds, and these earbuds would read your brainwaves and project them on a screen, with the sole purpose of being monitored by a superior. They'd be able to look at these brainwaves, which would be read and categorized into 3 categories, with the first 2 being work-related, and the third, not so much. And if you're noticed being outside of what they call productive, tones can be sent out through the headphone that when received, the brain will instantly make you more productive and focused on work. So in a sense, mind control. This is already being tested in 5,000 different companies around the world, including the feature that actually shocks the person wearing the headphones if their mind gets off track. There's some concern this is part of a long plan to be implemented into a slave state. Even the speaker acknowledged that in the wrong hands, this could be the most oppressive technology ever created.